It's Defense Up. We're trying here today. We have a slew of content creators in voice for this special edition where we are going to go over Juicy's defense. Now, Juicy is in chat watching this train wreck happen without being able to comment on his own teams. But we have Athame, BeniWestSide, BendableStraws, Dulom, and Updog all on voice, and they're going to be critiquing this defense. I'm going to kind of let them talk about it as quick as we can. We're going to run down this. Now, everybody knows Juicy is a very, very competent Crucible player, to say the least. So these are some very good ideas for teams that you can use. But we're going to take a look and see what these guys think about it, starting with Athame in room 1. And Athame, can you real quick break down, because it's not actually the teamwork room. What does this room do, and what do you think about this team in here?
In this room, Raiders and Skirmishers do 200% extra damage below 50% health. I don't like the idea of separating Unlimited and Extreme, because I think Extreme is a much scarier team with Gambit and Rogue, and I think you keep it together and make a better defense somewhere else.
Okay. Benny, what do you think about this team? Do you like this? Do you agree with Athame, or what are you putting in room 1?
In room 1, I have my Extreme team, aside from Gambit. But I basically have it flip-flopped with Juicy.
Okay.
I think this is...
Juicy's got, in 6, he's got the Extreme without Gambit. So that's what Benny means by flip-flopping. Benny's running Extreme here. Bendable, what are you going to run in 1, and do you like what Juicy's got?
I'm going to actually be using another Juicy defense that he helped me use in the last season. I'm going to be using Extreme Bishop and moving Gambit and Rogue elsewhere, probably putting them in room 6, giving them that flex with that room. But Bishop, Extreme, and 1, you're still going to have to use something to defeat that, as well as the other team. So
Okay.
That's just my take on that.
Okay. And Dulom, you said you liked Gambit and Rogue plus 3 knuckleheads in this room, right?
Yeah, I think it's good because Rogue and Gambit are going to be the main focal point here. I think Rogue should probably be a skirmisher, so when she does drop below health, if she gets to her ult, she's going to do extreme damage. Like, she's going to do 200% damage, so that'll be really nice. And then the Gambit in this room, just the pings below 50% is really good. And then the 3 other people there are just kind of cannon fodder.
Okay. Updog, what do you think?
I think, splitting up like an Extreme team and an Unlimited team is the way to go for 2 different rooms for this season. I am actually really liking a defense that Zero kind of, me and him kind of crafted together, and that's putting Morgan Le Fay with Gambit and Rogue, and Apocalypse as well, because they get all sorts of max health towards Rogue and Apocalypse and
MLF.
Stacking a ton of health everywhere, so just makes it that much more harder to get through.
Okay. Let's move on to room number 2. Juicy has the Darkhold team in here with Loki. Loki changes up that Mystic speed a little bit. Athame, what does this room do, and do you like this team?
Mystic characters get 20% drain per negative effect. I think this team is fine. I'm not running this specific team here. I'm running Undying 3 with Photon and Robbie, but Darkhold would be the other option I would do.
And you're not afraid of the Undying getting some sort of a ping or something off of those Gregs? That's not a liability for you?
No, I'm expecting them to, because those counters fail into it pretty regularly.
Oh, okay. All right. Benny, what do you think?
Looks good. This is similar to what I have as well. I mean, this room is... Somebody put it very eloquently. If you're going to put Darkhold on defense, you might as well put them in room 2.
Okay.
And I agree.
All right. Bendable, you agree with that too?
I absolutely agree with this team. I would probably swap out a Loki maybe for a Dormammu, because when Dormammu goes, he's going to flip all of your positives into negatives and only benefit the team even more, while still giving the Darkhold a reason to come back. And if you have a symbiote character, you can attack into this to remove the revive once, which will take one of your counters.
Okay. All right. Dulom, what do you think?
Yeah, I like it. This room I think is going to be kind of a nothing burger, honestly. I don't think this room has good enough rules to be really like utilized into where it's like I need, Quicksilver in here or anything like that. It's kind of a meh room, and this defense will still probably pull a Tangled, which is what you want, and you're not going to use Darkhold on offense because they're inefficient. So it's good to have on defense and doesn't take away from your offense.
All right, and Updog, you're putting new warriors in here, right?
No, I do like the idea of bendable with the dorm. Loki's decent. I think I'm gonna do, since I'm having Morgan elsewhere, I'm gonna do Darkhold without Morgan and put in Quicksilver. That way we can get 2 Scarlet Witches on the field, and both of them will be retaliating when a Quicksilver gets attacked.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. All right. Athame, tell me why everyone and their mother is going to be putting Infinity Watch into this room.
The room rolls are pretty much extend positive effects whenever you get a positive effect. So the team, unless you have something that prevents those effects from happening, like Mysterio preventing immunity, every time you get a positive effect, you extend all of them on your team by a turn, and that's just going to loop for like ever.
And you can extend trauma and safeguard, but you cannot spread trauma and safeguard, correct?
Correct. So
Okay.
safeguard, defense up, immunity, unless you prevent one of those from happening, is just going to be on that team forever.
Okay. And for to save some time, is there anybody in the room who is not planning on using Infinity Watch in here?
Your other option could be Superior 6, because they get a bunch of buffs too, and they would extend all of them, because you know when Lizard ults and spreads and stuff like that. So Superior 6 is a decent option here, because they spawn with Safeguard as well from Kraven.
Okay.
I just think Superior 6 is just way too good not to keep on offense, especially for the first couple weeks before you know kind of how you're going to clear everything. Once we start getting to the later weeks, I think Superior 6 coming in this room is going to be interesting if you can still clear without Superior 6 on offense. But other than that, Infinity Watch is the go-to here because it takes nothing off your offense again.
Okay. Anybody else, or are we good? Looks like
Darkhold's another option if you don't have Infinity Watch, since they also have Safeguard.
okay. Sounds good. All right, we're gonna move on to 4. Athame, head us off on this one.
Room 4's ultimate abilities cost 3+ more energy to use. Whenever you kill an enemy, you get +1 ability energy for your team. And active ability energy generation generates 1 extra energy.
Okay. And do you think that Juicy's doing the right thing by putting the this team in here, the Secret Defenders?
I think Secret Defenders will do fine in this room. I don't like Secret Defenders on defense without APOC or Dorm. I think if you're going to run them on defense, you need one of those almost like capstone characters to make it the threat that it is. Otherwise, you can bring in a number of potential teams to counter it.
Okay.
I think Noonie Warriors still beats this team on defense.
Is this what
that's
you're going to be
probably the
running?
biggest
Are you going to run something similar to this with a bigger character instead of Captain America?
I'm running Super Scroll, Dorm, Black Cat, a Pre-Taunt, and Hard Light in this room.
Oh, getting serious. All right. BeniWestSide, why is Captain America not a capstone character? What do you think about this team?
What does Capstone mean?
A big baddie. A big baddie.
Oh, I think he's great in this room. This is actually something Juicy and I have talked in the prior version. Instead of Cap, it was JJ. And then I realized Cap is better because he's going to give immunity and defense up as well. Cap's a character who you prefer using his special on turn 1. So in this room, being in this room benefits him a lot. And it also means he can let the Secret Defenders possibly use their ultimates on turn 2 as planned.
Oh, that's cool. That's a good idea. All right, Ben, go ahead.
Sorry. Also, him giving the deflex on spawn gives them resistance, 50% resistance, which means the Secret Defenders will be tougher to control.
All right, sounds pretty...
Sorry.
Go ahead.
The deflect gives you a 25% chance to ignore debuffs being applied when you block something. It doesn't give you extra resist. Defense up does that.
I think it just means in general, it's a 20% chance that you're going to resist it. So BendableStraws, what are you going to be running in room 4?
I'm probably going to be risky and be putting Super Scroll and Hive Mind on defense with no Venom, because Void Knight is going to spawn and give everybody ability energy, and that's going to bring everybody right back up to their ultimates. And I've also thought about putting a Dormammu with Hive Mind, because in this season, if you attack with the symbiote character, you remove revive once, but we will be reviving.
Okay, that's an interesting take. I like it. All right, Dulom, what do you think about room 4? What are you running?
This is what I'm gonna run. This is the best room that you've got, honestly. If you're not gonna put Sus in here over Captain America, then this is the room you run, in my opinion, because obviously Sus is Sus, but I feel like having an offense to make sure you can clear is more worth it. To Athame's point about New Warriors beating this, New Warriors won't touch this because they can't Firestar ult turn 1, they can't Cloak ult turn 1, they can't Dagger ult turn 1, so they're not going to be able to do anything to this team, unfortunately. So New Warriors are not going to do good in this room against anything because they can't ult off Rip, which is unfortunate. New Warriors getting neutered again is pretty sad, but
well, we'll have to see when we get live, because if I let these guys start going back and forth, this video is going to go on for 2 podcasts in a row. Updog, what do you think about room 4?
This is the one I'm just really not sure on exactly what I want to do, but in the test server there were some issues with the room rules on here, so hopefully that gets fixed, or hopefully that doesn't carry over. But I think I see a future with Black Knight and the out of time team hybrid type thing in this room. If you don't have any of those characters, Wakanda would probably work decent in here as well.
Okay.
On top of what GC has.
Okay. All right, let's move on to the next one. Room 5. It looks like Juicy is treating this as a blank room. This is the tech character revive thing, and I was laughed out of the room when I came up with some off the wall ideas. Athame, is it a good idea to be treating this like a blank room instead of taking advantage of the room rules here?
So, if you are playing a more balanced or offense approach, you pretty much treat it as a blank room. If you are playing a turtle play style, this is like the call out room for Superior 6, specifically Superior 6 with Doom.
Okay.
That's pretty much how this would end up going. I don't like putting Superior 6 on defense. I think you're going to need it with some of the rooms that are going to be populated this season.
Again, needing it for offense, especially in the beginning, to see what's going on.
Could try making a cheesy play if you have a super massive Pegasus to screw with efficiency.
Yeah.
But I don't think they stop the current counter.
Yeah. Benny, what do you think about room 5? Are you treating it like a blank room, or are you going to try and do a trick play with Minerva or something?
No trick play. I actually put Superior here just because I wanted them on defense. Personally, that's a mistake. I'll realize that within a couple days and pick them back up. But just personally, just wanted to have them on defense for a little bit. Gonna test that out. I don't think that they're gonna take much advantage of the room rule anyway. It's a pretty blank slate room.
Okay. All right, Bendable, what are you gonna be running in 5?
It's just a little weird because I've been considering Pegasus Doom in this, but that's just going to get wiped easily. But to spare my Superior 6 on offense, because I'm going to need that for Extreme, right? I'm going to need that for Unlimited comps. I'm probably going to be putting in Pegasus without Kestrel and putting in Doom. Says they're going to be ulting like crazy. Doom's going to come back and give people 3 turns. That's going to give Rescue 3 turns, or whoever whoever gets the most with the most damage. Probably going to be Infinity War Iron Man for sure.
Now, are you a little bit worried about the speed of Pegasus and Doom? I mean, both Doom and the Pegasus team, you just get in front of them before they can take turns.
Not necessarily, no. Because if they kill Doom first, all Pegasus has to do is ultimate, and Doom comes back with 100% health to ult, and then get 3 turns again and keep ulting and ulting and ulting and ulting.
All right, well,
I do think there is
wasting room.
I do think there is one point to be made about putting Doom with Pegasus in room 5, in that if people just see it and blank go for the Eternal counter and Icarus drops him immediately, Doom will go before Cersei.
Okay.
Yes.
You can really f*** yourself if you aren't careful into that.
Okay, and there's an edit for the video. All right, Dulom, what do you think about this room?
I didn't even realize I said it.
Let's recompose so you have somewhere to restart again. You want to restart the... All right, Dulom, let's go. You want to restart there so we can...
Okay, Dulom, what do you think about room 5?
I think room 5 is good as a blank room, honestly. The only other thing that I saw that could be interesting here is maybe some Hive Mind members with like Vulture and Mysterio, because then Vulture and Mysterio will get the buffs like they have Superior 6 members, because Hive Mind counts as Superior 6.
Okay.
So that could be interesting. And then obviously Vulture and Mysterio will both ult turn 2, so they could start reviving some people. I don't think it's worth it though, because I think Hive Mind is going to be pretty good on offense with Super Scroll if they're big. I think just putting a blank room in here, like Gamma Dorm, anything like that is just worth it, honestly.
Okay, and you're not worried about using your Mysterio instead of saving him for the counter for Infinity Watch?
Yeah, that's why I don't know. That's why I'm gonna stick with a kind of this as a blank room at first. If I figure out how to, if we figure out how to beat Infinity Watch without a Mysterio and a Vulture or whatever is not needed, that's when you can start inching towards putting more on defense, because you'll still full clear. But it's about trial and error. You just don't want to take a chance of not being able to full clear and just walking in, just not clearing 2 rooms, and you're kind of screwing yourself.
All right. Updog, how heavy on offense and defense are you going to be going this first turn? And are you treating this more like a blank room, or are you going to be trying to take advantage of the tech?
To start off heavy defense, and then kind of adjust from there. But
okay,
like I don't disagree with anybody of what anybody said here. Like if you want to go heavy defense, do Superior 6. If you want to go heavy offense, go like Pegasus or just blank room Gamma like Juicy has. So.
Okay, all right, sounds good. Let's go on to room number 6. Now, Athame has a very different idea. He does not want to be splitting up teams, especially the extreme team here in 6. Athame, tell us the room rule and then what you're going to be doing in 6.
So room 6 is on turn, every character will remove all their positive effects on their turn and heal themselves by 10% per positive removed. I'm running a Nova Asgard comp here, so I actually have Better Ray Bill, Valkyrie, Vol, Nova, and Infinity War Thor here. It's a comp I've ran before in previous seasons in more blank style rooms. It's gotten me some decent wins when people underestimate it or take in the wrong style of counter. So I'm going to be starting off with that and seeing how it goes.
Okay. Benny, what are you running in 6?
I'm running unlimited because they spawn with the safeguard, so they'll retain the initial round of buffs. But I think this is a good team as well. I just think extreme benefit more from having the buffs than dropping them.
Okay. Bendable, what do you got for 6? Something crazy?
For number 6, I can give an honorable mention to Gamma, because if you try to attack this with the new Warriors are going to be losing their positive effects as they move forward until Gwen pulls ultimate when they get safeguard. But because so still the Gwen pool will go, she's not going to get the evades, then Red Hulk is going to be able to hit her twice. If Red Hulk kills her, they don't get the 5 charges.
Okay.
Other than that, I'm probably going to be running an unlimited Phoenix in here.
And we know we have reworks coming to Phoenix in the future. I'm curious how that's going to change things. All right, Dulom, what do you got for 6? Do you like this room that Juicy's picked out for us?
Yeah, I like this room. I think it's one of the better options. If you choose not to run Infinity Watch in 3 for whatever reason, Infinity Watch is an okay option here as well. I think Darkhold's another okay option, but I think they'd benefit more in 2. Anywhere you put them, they're really going to get rolled by Tangled anyway, so it doesn't really matter, honestly. I think this is a good option because Forge puts out a bunch of positive effects if he gets to his ult. Dormammu obviously puts out a lot of positive effects, and he's always a threat anywhere he is. Nightcrawler getting that revive once is always useful. Sunspot bolstering the whole team's damage except for Dorm is really good as well. If you target down Nightcrawler or Sunspot, then Forge gets 100% turn meter from Cyclops. So there's a lot of things going on here. So this team is definitely going to take something like an MOE to clear with with the Kang ult to clear with the revives and stuff. But it's a good team that you're not going to use on offense, and I think keeping the Gambit in one separate for the massive pings with Rogue is good. But there's obviously cases to be made about putting the full team in 1 or the full team here, whatever it is.
Okay. Updog, what are you running in 6?
Well, I like this option from Juicy. Like Dulom said, Infinity Watch is going to be okay. Darkhold's going to be okay. Superior 6 will even be okay in this room because they have Safeguard as well. So that won't get their positive effects removed. Even Secret Defenders would work too. So lots of choices. I like this season. Has a lot of potential for theory crafting.
Okay.
Secret defenders won't work in that room. You don't get safeguard on spawn, and Black Cat
I
will
didn't
lose
know
all
they
her
got
death
safeguard.
proofs.
Didn't say they got safeguard. They just have a bunch of positive effects.
Yeah, but Black Cat loses all her death proofs, and you just lose a lot of the important parts of the team.
These guys just can't stop. They just can't stop. All right, speaking of which, all of the guys that are in here they love Crucible. They join me all the time for these Defense Up recordings to bicker endlessly over the minutia of room rules and ideas and tricks and everything else. You can always find us on Twitch. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday is when I'm streaming. I'm going to put these guys' links in the description of this video below. I know Updog has a specific infographic giving you a variety of choices that you can put in these new room rules, these new rooms with their new room rules. Also, the new season starts, I believe, on the 16th. I could be wrong on that. I'll write that in the bottom as well. So remember, guys, don't just have a good game, be good to yourselves and others too, and I'll see you next time. Bye.